India is once again facing new concerns due to Pakistan's growing military strength. On one hand, Pakistan is selling JF-17 Thunder aircraft to its neighbor Bangladesh, and on the other, after China, Pakistan's military cooperation with Turkey is set to reach the next level. A significant breakthrough recently occurred in the increasing military cooperation between Pakistan and Turkey. There's also a major misconception about this development that we'll clarify in this video. Turkey and Pakistan are beginning a new era of military cooperation, which has greatly troubled India. During a meeting of the Pak-Turk Industrial Expo Working Group in Pakistan, some important decisions were made, with heads of at least 32 different institutions, including major Turkish defense organizations, participating. Two crucial decisions were made in this meeting. The first was to advance discussions on Turkey exporting its latest fifth-generation KAAN aircraft to Pakistan. Turkey began developing the KAAN aircraft after the U.S. flatly refused to provide it with F-35 aircraft. The excuse given was that Turkey had purchased the S-400 system from Russia. Instead of panicking, Turkey responded firmly to this restriction and launched its fifth-generation project, named KAAN. The first flight of this aircraft took place last year in 2024. This state-of-the-art aircraft will be the first fifth-generation aircraft in the Islamic world. Right from the start, Turkey wanted to include Pakistan in this project. The new discussions have progressed to the point where there's a possibility that Pakistan will collaborate with Turkey in the production of the KAAN aircraft, meaning some possible parts of this aircraft could also be manufactured in Pakistan. This would mean that factories would be set up in Pakistan to produce components for this aircraft, and Turkey would also train Pakistani engineers and technicians. This development has greatly concerned Indian military experts, particularly because Pakistan is rapidly leaving India behind in the fifth-generation race. India's own fifth-generation aircraft project is still in limbo with no possibility of becoming operational before 2035, whereas Turkey's KAAN aircraft has already completed its test flights and its regular production will begin by 2030. The acquisition of the KAAN aircraft would be a major milestone for Pakistan. It's a stealth aircraft capable of evading even India's most advanced air defense systems like the S-400 and Rafale. With this aircraft, India's advantage from the S-400 system and Rafale aircraft would be completely eliminated. This aircraft would also be capable of carrying nuclear weapons, which would negate India's ability to intercept Pakistan's nuclear weapons. Another development in Pakistan and Turkey's military cooperation is their plan to jointly establish a helicopter factory. This means that after the JF-17 Thunder aircraft, Pakistan will for the first time also produce a state-of-the-art helicopter. It hasn't been finalized whether this helicopter will be used for civilian or military purposes, but it's highly probable that it will be a military helicopter. The KAAN aircraft is equipped with two engines. Its speed will be Mach 1.8, and it can fly up to an altitude of approximately 55,000 feet. It will be able to reach and destroy any enemy target within a 3,000 kilometers range. It will be equipped with the latest instruments, radar, and sensors, as well as destructive weapons, but its greatest feature is its stealth capability. However, there's a misunderstanding about this aircraft that Pakistan might be negotiating with Turkey to set up a KAAN factory in its own country. This is a misconception, and no such talks have taken place yet. However, it's possible that Pakistan might set up factories in its country to produce some parts of the KAAN aircraft. While Pakistan is acquiring the fifth-generation KAAN aircraft from Turkey, it's also in talks with China to purchase a fifth-generation aircraft, the J-31. This aircraft from China could be delivered even earlier than the Turkish aircraft because all its test flights have been completed. An Indian website, quoting Chinese experts, has written that the J-31 aircraft is one of the best stealth fighters in the world, meaning it's almost impossible to detect on radar. This aircraft would prove to be very troubling for India. The potential provision of fifth-generation aircraft by China and Turkey to Pakistan has become extremely concerning for India. If Pakistan acquires fifth-generation aircraft, the gap between the Pakistani and Indian air forces, which is already against India, will widen further. This is because the Indian Air Force is constantly facing problems. It doesn't have any fifth-generation aircraft. Its own fifth-generation project is delayed. The American F-35 and Russian A-57 fifth-generation fighters cannot meet its strategic needs, so it's not purchasing these aircraft either. Furthermore, it's facing a severe shortage of 4th and 4.5 generation aircraft. The Indian Air Force should theoretically have 42 squadrons, but due to a shortage of aircraft, it only has 31 squadrons. Due to the shortage of modern aircraft, India is forced to induct its domestically produced Tejas aircraft into the Air Force, but the delivery of Tejas is so slow that the Indian Air Force's frustration is increasing. The chief of the Indian Air Force is extremely angry that the delivery of Tejas has been very slow since 2009-10. He said that he hasn't even received the first 40 aircraft yet. An Indian website has written that Pakistan is acting much faster than India. It has immediately strengthened its position by purchasing 4.5 generation J-10 aircraft from China. These aircraft are an excellent option to counter India's Rafale aircraft. In this way, Pakistan is also continuously trying to acquire 5th generation aircraft with the cooperation of China and Turkey. If it gets these aircraft, the KAAN, J-31, and JF-17 aircraft will all combine to make the Pakistan Air Force far stronger than India's. There's propaganda in the Indian media that Pakistan doesn't have enough money to buy the KAAN aircraft or Chinese 5th generation aircraft. It will only talk, but ultimately it will learn to make some parts of the KAAN aircraft from Turkey and use them in its own project. This refers to Pakistan's 5th generation Project Azam, which was launched in 2017. Under this project, Pakistan aims to build its own 5th generation aircraft. However, there has been no progress in this project so far. This is because Pakistan has better options in the form of J-31 and KAAN aircraft. Once these aircraft are acquired, Pakistan will be able to further improve its technology by learning from them. The weakness of Indian propaganda can also be gauged from the fact that the Indian media made every effort to prove the Indian Tejas aircraft better than the JF-17 Thunder, but India has not yet been able to export even a single Tejas to any country. In contrast, all sorts of propaganda were spread against the JF-17 Thunder, claiming that this aircraft was not even capable of flying, etc. But despite this, Pakistan has earned money by exporting Thunder aircraft to several countries. The latest purchase of Thunder aircraft was made by Azerbaijan, and talks are ongoing with Bangladesh. There are also reports that Iran might try to buy Pakistani aircraft. Although this may not be possible due to American sanctions, Iran is certainly interested in this aircraft. The Indian media is now also realizing the truth that India is lagging behind Pakistan in terms of air force. Therefore, an Indian website has written that the gap between the air forces of Pakistan and India will widen, meaning Pakistan will progress and India will appear to fall behind. This situation has deprived Indian defense experts of sleep, and India has talked about acquiring aircraft from France, America, Russia, and even Qatar. The Indian government is even ready to buy second-hand aircraft, but so far, India has not been able to acquire or build the aircraft it wants. For a long time, India has not acquired any aircraft other than the Rafale and Tejas, while Pakistan, after acquiring the JF-17 Thunder and J-10, has now moved towards the KAAN and J-31. However, there is no doubt that despite a severe shortage of aircraft, India is still a major air force in South Asia. The international organization Global Firepower has released a list of the 10 most powerful air forces, in which India is ranked 4th and Pakistan is ranked 7th. But we must remember that this ranking is based on the number of aircraft, not the quality of the aircraft. There is no doubt that India has more aircraft than the Pakistani Air Force. The Indian Air Force currently has 2,229 aircraft, while Pakistan has 1,399 aircraft. But Pakistani aircraft are technologically superior, while most of India's fleet is old. There was a time when Indian experts were not ready to believe that Pakistan would be able to maintain its air force, but at this moment, it is a reality for everyone that the Pakistan Air Force has joined the top 10 in the global ranking. Although it has fewer aircraft than India, the Indian Air Force faces more problems due to its large geography and tensions with China. It has to defend a very large area on two fronts, meaning it has to fight a two-front war. In contrast, Pakistan's Air Force defends a smaller front. Furthermore, Pakistan is receiving full support from China. The Chinese Air Force is ranked 3rd in international rankings. It has 3,309 aircraft, including 5th-generation J-20 aircraft. Now China is also going to induct 6th-generation aircraft. When Pakistan also receives 5th-generation aircraft from China and Turkey, its ranking will further improve. Therefore, the position of the Pakistan Air Force will always be better than that of India. However, India can also acquire state-of-the-art aircraft through its partner America. The new U.S. President Donald Trump has also told India to enter into agreements to buy modern weapons from America. American companies are also ready to provide modern aircraft to India and transfer this technology to India, but currently, India apparently does not have the capacity to work on too much technology at once.